Hello students. Today we are having the topic noise and its classification. What is the role of noise in communication system that we are going to study? Now, in any electrical system, noise may be defined as any unwanted form of energy which tends to interfere with proper reception and reproduction of wanted signal. So it is totally an unwanted form of energy and which is only disturbing the actual signal during its proper reception and reproduction. Okay. In other words, we can say noise is random. It is random in nature. It is undesirable electrical energy and it enters in the communication system via the communicating medium. The medium may be a channel and it interferes with the transmitted message. And if we are not going to limit the noise, then the transmitted message can be totally corrupted, totally destroyed. That's why what is the cause of noise, how it generates, it is of utmost cost to understand so that our communication system can be a good one. Now, if we are going to watch the waveform, it is actually not waveform, it is a random signal. So, what is the noise signal, how it can be represented? It is shown here that if we are taking it in a time domain, then this is the noise signal. Here you can be able to watch that if we are taking its amplitude of noise signal, so nowhere it is framing a complete waveform. In this, it has no pattern, no constant frequency or no amplitude. Okay, so noise is a signal which it has no specific pattern, no constant frequency and not having a constant amplitude. It is totally random and unpredictable. Still, we are having measures so that we can minimize it. It cannot be completely eliminated. We can minimize it. Now, what are the most common examples of noise? The common examples of noise are hiss sound in radio receivers. We are tackling with the communication system. So here we are taking the examples of communication system only. Three major receiver sets we use: radio receiver, telephone set and television receiver. So in radio receiver, there is a hiss sound in the form of noise. And in telephone conversation, we listen, we hear buzz sound. Whenever we are talking, if there is a noise in the path, in the channel, then we hear buzz sound. So for different receiver set, the sound noise name is different. Hiss sound in radio receiver, buzz sound in telephone conversation in telephone set, and in television receiver this is known as flicker. Okay, so these three common receiver sets having these three different types of noises. Now, how this noise can affect the communication process adversely? The effect of noise. The first one is noise limits the operating range of the system. It limits the operating range of the system. How it does this fact? Noise indirectly places a limit on the weakest signal. As we know that signal to noise ratio, when we say signal should be strongest and noise should be weakest. If the signal is weakest, then if that complete signal is passing through amplifier, then noise will also be amplified. So this is the case of amplifier. Now what is it? What happens in oscillator? The oscillator in the mixer circuit may limit its frequency response of noise. So oscillator circuit in mixer circuit, there it can limit the frequency. Okay. So our system's operation depends on the operation of its circuit, and noise limits the smallest signal that a receiver is capable of processing. Means the receiver should be such that whatever is the signal, either weakest or strongest, all the signal should be passed. But if the signal is weakest or smallest one, then noise can limit it. It can restrict it. Okay. So the second effect is noise affects the sensitivity of the receiver. What is sensitivity? Sensitivity is the minimum amount of input signal necessary to obtain the specified quality output. So noise affects the sensitivity of the receiver system, and if the sensitivity is affected, then definitely the quality output will be adversely affected. Okay. Now move forward. Now what are the classification of noise? What are the classification of noise? Now noise can be classified according to the cause of generation. There are two types, external noise and internal noise. What is external noise? If the noise sources are external, means in the receiver circuit, in the electronic circuit, the circuit is not responsible for generating the noise. There is some external cause. So what are they? Atmospheric noises, extraterrestrial noises, and man-made noises or industrial noises. These three are external to the circuit. That's why these are known as external noises. Then internal noise. Internal noise in communication means all these types of internal noises are generated due to its own circuitry, due to its own elements, due to its parameters. Okay. The number one is thermal noise, which is also known as white noise or Johnson noise. Second is short noise. Third is transit time noise, and many other miscellaneous internal noise. Among these, the external noise can be reduced. See here, the external noise can be reduced, but it cannot be eliminated completely. And this noise can be reduced only by changing the location of the receiver or the entire receiver system. So external noise, if it is originating, then we have to relocate the receiver. And what is internal noise solution? Internal noise can be evaluated mathematically because we know the circuit parameters. We know the details of the components that we are using. So it can be reduced to a great extent by proper designing, proper selection of components and devices, and by proper selection of their parameters. So these were the classification of noise, and that classification can be performed, can be represented nicely in this type of diagram that will give you good marks in the shortest time period. Okay. Now let us watch the details of the external noise. What is external noise? The number one, atmospheric noise. Atmospheric noise is also known as static noise. And how does it caused? It is caused by lightning discharges in thunderstorms or any other natural electrical disturbances occurring in the atmosphere. Many times we have observed that whenever we are listening the radio stations, if there are thunderstorms, then there are some ghar ghar sound or some disturbing sound in the radio set. Okay, so since these electrical impulses are random in nature and they are spread over the nature, so the energy is spread over the complete frequency spectrum used for radio communication, and the antenna picks up not only the signal, but not only the signal means that the audio signal or video signal, that is useful signal, but with the useful signal the antenna also catches the static noise from all the thunderstorms. Either they are local or remote. Okay. Now atmospheric noise becomes less severe at frequencies above about 30 megahertz, and that is one of the reason that why we use FM modulated signal, because the FM modulated signal range is beyond 88 megahertz. Okay, that's why if we are using the amplitude modulation waveform, then this atmospheric noise can cause disturbances a lot. Now the next is extraterrestrial noise. What are extraterrestrial noise? That there are many types of space noises. In the space there are many types of different disturbances available. The number one is solar noise. As we know that the sun is the source of all the energy, and under normal quiet conditions there is a constant noise radiation from the sun, because sun is having very high temperature over 6000 degrees Celsius on the surface. So it radiates, and during the radiation it also radiates constant noise. Okay, and due to this it radiates over a very broad frequency spectrum, which includes the frequencies we use for communications. So that is also we have to take in account whenever we are talking about the noise. The next is cosmic noise. Cosmic noise, that apart from the sun there are many other stars which are also the suns and having very high temperatures, and they also radiate radio frequency noise in the same manner as the sun. Okay. Now the noise received is called thermal or black body noise. Thermal or black body noise, that is a cosmic noise and is distributed fairly uniformly over the entire sky. So these galactic noise are very intense, and they come from sources which are only points in the sky. And the space noise is observable at frequencies in the range of about 8 megahertz to somewhat above 1.43 gigahertz. Okay, so from 8 megahertz to 1.43 gigahertz, this cosmic noise can disturb. And apart from the man-made noise, it is the strongest component over the range of 20 to 120 megahertz. And in the category of external noise, the industrial noise is the last one. And in the industry, that there are many electrical equipments, automobile equipments, motors, generators, very high voltage lines, fluorescent lights. They are the main causes of the generation of industrial noise. If sensitive receiver reception or testing has to be conducted, then we have to keep in mind these industrial noise, so that it cannot cause or it cannot generate. If it is generating, we can take precautions. So these were the external noises. In the next lecture, we will